it going, guys? aRenG Life here, and today we're taking a look at the new leaked set, Blazing Rose, a new main box coming to Duel Links, and apparently going to be dropping on May the 20th. So, going to keep an eye out for that one. This set is all about Black Rose Dragon, so we're finally going to be getting Black Rose, and that's pretty hype. We're going to be going all over the best cards in this set today, but basically just going over the SRs and URs and maybe a few Ns or Rs that are pretty good, that stand out, but whatever. So let's go ahead and get things started. Alright, so first of all, this is the list of all the URs and SRs. They're looking a little bit interesting, but yeah, so we're getting quite a few different things, and the trend I'm noticing is we're getting a lot of flip monsters. Now, flip monsters have never been really too great in Yu-Gi-Oh! They're usually really slow, but you never know because these cards are a lot newer, so there's that. Speaking of new, we have Deus Ex Crawler, who I believe is apparently really new in the TCG. I have never heard of this card, so I researched it, and it's like, oh, it's apparently pretty new. But yeah, so this card is here. It's a level 9 attribute Earth Insect. It's also a flip effect, so we got all these crawlers with like all these flip effects. But yeah, so this one is basically says, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets this face-down monster, it's a quick effect. You can change this card to face-up defense position, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. After this card was flipped face-up, while it is in the monster zone, negate all monster effects activated on your opponent's field. That's pretty interesting. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add from your deck to your hand one level 9 monster with a different original type and attribute than this card. And you can only use the effect once per turn. But as for the search, I'm really curious as to what we can search. Basically, that means you would have to search a level 9 monster that is not a Earth Insect. So, I don't know. I'm actually really curious as to what we can actually search from that. I don't know, maybe it's going to have some synergy with some of the new cards in this set. Speaking of which, might cover in a bit. I want to see if there's a way where we can like spam these guys out, because how are you going to like get a level 9 monster? I don't want to tribute 2 monsters to set one of these guys. I really don't. But whatever, moving on. We got a Vermilion Dragon Mech over here, a level 9. Once again, dude, attribute fire. This is a synchro monster. It says 1 tuner, 1 or more non-tuner monsters, so it's generic. That's awesome. That's what I want in Duel Links. So yeah, it's 2700 monster, pretty cool. So yeah, it's a machine. It says once per turn, you can banish 1 tuner monster, or 1 tuner from your hand, field, or grave. Then target 1 card on the field and destroy it. That's just right off the bat really cool. If you synchro this guy, you're gonna be able to banish the tuner you used to make him, banish it from the grave, and then you're apparently gonna be able to pop on your opponent's things, which is pretty nice. Also, its effect does continue to state, if this synchro summoned card is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the grave, you can target one of your banished tuners, add it to your hand. So that tuner you banished to destroy one of your opponent's back row or whatever, yeah, you're able to recover that card. So that's pretty interesting as well. I like that. I like that little synergy it's got. We got World Legacy World Armor. Its effect is it's a level 7 machine dark. So it says, when a monster is flip summoned, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 World Legacy card from your deck to your hand. If this normal summoned or set card is on the field, quick effect, you can target 1 face-up opponent's monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, return both that monster and this card to the hand, and you can only use the effect of this thing once per turn. So that's pretty interesting. Basically, it hates on your opponent's like synchros or fusions, anything that comes from the extra deck, so that's pretty cool. I kind of like it, but yeah. So it's going to have synergy with like flip effect decks or whatever. So I'm just... It's interesting. I gotta see how we're gonna be able to run this guy, but apparently these are the URs, so yeah, these cards are all gonna be pretty good. Once everything is cleared up, you're gonna know that, oh yeah, this card is definitely really awesome. Whatever, moving on. We got the box card Black Rose Dragon. If you guys don't know why this card was so good and so coveted and so like hidden from Konami, like Konami just didn't want to give us this card, it's because of its effect. It's a level 7 generic. It's a signer card, it's Kiza's card. We've literally had it in the game if you're using Kiza's skill. But yeah, the effect does state, when this card is synchro summoned, you can destroy all cards on the field. That is the main effect you're going to be using it for. But your opponent's just winning. If you can go into a level 7 synchro, you can turn the game around. That's why Black Rose is so good. But yeah, so that's one reason. Effect just continues to say you can banish one plant monster from your graveyard, then target one defense monster your opponent controls, change that target to face-up attack position, and if you do, its attack becomes 0 until the end of this turn, which is interesting. And like, so if you're actually playing with like plant tuners and whatever, just plants in general, this card has a lot more power because it's able to like really mess up your opponent. So you don't always need to blow up the field, but yeah, it's a really interesting card. Keeper of the Shrine. Keeper of the Shrine, I was almost positive we already had in the game, but apparently not. I think they had given us something else. He looks really familiar to a card that we already have. I forget his name, but he was like a login ticket reward or whatever, login reward, or whatever. This card can be treated as 2 tributes with a tribute summon of a dragon-type monster. While this card is in your hand or graveyard, if a face-up dragon-type monster on the field except himself is sent to the graveyard by a card effect or because of Destroy Battle, you can special summon this card. Then, if that monster is sent to the graveyard is a normal monster, you can add 1 dragon-type normal monster from your graveyard to your hand. So, and you can only use the effect of this guy once per turn. So, I think there's synergy with like a bunch of vanilla dragons and stuff. Like, let's say it was a luster dragon, you get this guy out, it was a vanilla, so you get to add red eyes or blue eyes or whatever you want to add. If they only had 1 monster, next turn you tribute for 2. Bam, easy. This guy counts as 2 tributes. So it's okay. I mean, there's definitely a little bit of synergy. You summon it in defense, obviously, because it's got 2100 defense, 0 attack. So they won't be able to kill it with another monster. So I think it's okay. I think it's an interesting card. But fair enough. That's pretty much that guy. Moving on, we got Crawler Spine over here. Flip effect monsters, by the way. Level 2, 2100 defense again. Flip. You can target 1 monster on the field, destroy that monster. So it's like a man-eater bug. Interesting. If this card is in its owner's control, leave the field because of an opponent's card effect. I think that's a thing I was noticing. A lot of these cards require your opponent to do things to them, like your opponent's card effects. I don't know. Because it left the field by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon 2 Crawler monsters with different names from your deck in face down defense position, except Crawler Spine. And you can only use the effect of this guy once per turn. So, it's pretty cool. This is what you're going to be using to special summon a whole bunch of other ones. The only thing is, how are you going to make your opponent destroy it? That's the only thing. I can see them attacking it, and then probably just getting stronger and running it over. But how are they going to destroy it? I mean, now that they know that this guy can summon from the deck, they're probably just going to not target it. So, I don't know, but there's got to be some shenanigans you can do with these cards. We got Black Metal Dragon. This card is actually amazing. If you guys have picked up the new Red Eye Structure deck, you will know. Black Metal Dragon is a good synergy and a good support for that deck. Basically, it says you can target 1 Red Eyes monster you control, equip this monster from your hand to that target, and it gains 600 attack. Already pretty good. I mean, I can make a Red Eyes like 3000. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Red Eyes card from your deck to your hand. You know what that means? You can add Fusion. You can add Insight. I think that's really good. You can add literally any card with Red Eyes in his name, and I think that's pretty awesome. I should really like that. So Black Metal Dragon looking pretty cool. He is not a Red Eyes card, though, so you got to be careful with what you can actually search. So you're not going to be able to send this thing away with Red Eyes Insight or anything like that. So keep that in mind. Miracle Fertilizers, the next card we're looking at, and this card I remember being abused in the TCG. If I remember correctly, it was kind of like a Call of the Haunted. So you revive things from the grave. You are not able to normal summon the turn you use it, but you can keep using it once per turn, I believe. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, once per turn you can target 1 plant type monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. You cannot normal summon or set during the turn you special summon with this effect, even if this card leaves the field. So RIP. If a monster is special summoned by this effect leaves the field, destroy this card. So yeah, so basically if you were to like to special summon a tuner or something from the grave, a plant tuner, and then you pull off a synchro, all the monsters hit the grave, this card does leave the field. But I think the reason why it was so good, because they were running it in like Sylvans and stuff in the TCG, where you would be overlaying. I think they pulled off Exceed summons, making it to where it doesn't count as monsters when they leave the field. Therefore, this card just can, technicality, you can stay on the field and you can keep reviving things. So that's pretty interesting. Also, the fact that it can target any plant type monster, not a level 2, not a level 4. It could be any. So you can send away level like 10 or 8 plant type boss monsters, and it could just revive them for free. And I think that's pretty cool. So moving on. Last card that we're looking at for the URs is Metaphys Dimension. And this is a really cool card because I think Metaphys are going to be really interesting because they are pretty much all the iconic boss monsters from Yu-Gi-Oh, like Tyrant Dragon, Daedalus, all these guys, and they're gonna be like made into like this new archetype. And I think that's awesome. So it's kind of like a boss monster archetype, and you know I like those kind of archetypes because I like mermaids and like chaos dragons, but whatever. So this card does state, if your opponent special summons a monster, except during the damage step, you can target one of your banished Metaphys monsters, special summon it, but banish it during the end phase. Now, a little inside info about them. Metaphys really like to be banished. Like when they get banished, they get effects. So that's why this is cool. So you're probably gonna have banished Metaphys monsters. Banish it during the end phase of the next turn. If your other Metaphys card in its owner's possession is banished while this card is already faced up in the spell and trap card zone, which is gonna happen because you banish your stuff all the time, you can target one card your opponent controls, banish it. So that's pretty cool right there. It's basically, I banish my stuff, I banish your stuff. So yeah, if they don't like getting banished, then it sucks to be them. But this card is going to be really interesting because banishing is super strong. But yeah, you can target one card your opponent controls, banish it. You can only use the effect of this thing once per turn. So yeah, Metaphys Dimension I think would probably be a 3 of in the deck. It looks really awesome. It looks like once you have this card, it can kind of make a lot of your plays. But I have to really look into Metaphys because I really want to play them. I've never played them before, but they look pretty fun. Alright, moving on to the SRs, we got our first SR monster. We got a big old plant girl. We got Titanical Princess of Camellias. Wind, level 8 plant, of course. It says during either player's turn, when a card or effect that targets a card on the field is activated, you contribute one plant type monster, negate the activation if you destroy it. So I can definitely see this card being used in some kind of like plant control deck, because that's pretty much all it does. I remember that being a thing back when like everybody was using Rose Lover, and I think her name was Marina, and she comes out and she just like pops your opponent's stuff every time. Every time they target one of your things, you just pop their monsters and whatever, or cards. So she was really awesome. So there might be some support there. Pretty cool. Moving on, we got Subterror, Behemoth, Umastrix. So this is another thing. I think Subterrors are going to be really interesting. Obviously, we got Crawlers that like to be flipped. Now, another archetype that we have that also does a lot of flip summoning is over here. We got Subterrors. So Subterrors are here. We got Reptile flips. That instantly makes me think of worms. I don't know why, but whatever. So this one does state flip. You can target one monster your opponent controls, banish it. That's really strong right off the bat, but it is a level 7. How are you going to get it on the field? Don't worry about it. It's going to come up. You can only use the effect of this guy once per turn. When a face-up monster you control is flipped face down, if you control no face-up monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. So there you go. So you can pretty much summon it. And then once per turn, you can change this card into face-down defense. So you can special summon him, put him face down, flip him, banish your opponent's stuff. That's pretty nice. I like that. So automatically, I'm thinking of cards that really like flipping. Like the little chicken ladies. Remember I was making decks for them. This will have some synergy with them, so that's pretty cool. So that's pretty much Subterrors. I think they're going to be really interesting. I really want to play the deck, so I don't know. Moving on, we got Metaphysis Daedalus, who is an SR worthy apparently card. It's one of the SR only. I think it's one of the only Metaphys monsters that are going to be an SR. The rest of them are going to be rares and stuff. So I guess that's cool. Alright, so its effect is, it's a level 7 light. It says, if this card is special summoned by the effect of a Metaphys monster, you can banish all other face-up special summon monsters on the field. Meaning your opponent's stuff, your stuff, and usually you're going to have your own stuff, and if you banish your own Metaphys monsters, then they're going to get effects because they were banished. So there's that. If this card is banished during the standby phase of the next turn, you can shuffle this banished card into the deck, then banish one Metaphys card from your deck except itself. So you can banish another Metaphys monster, that one gets its effect, and so on and so forth. I don't know all the plays because I'm not a pro. I'm just really looking forward to playing this deck. So if you guys know any inside info about the deck, let me know in the comments below. Don't tell anybody though. Moving on, we got a cute little chicken over here. We got Cockadoodledoo. So Cockadoodledoo is here. It's actually, I remember this card in the TCG being like super expensive because it's like a tuner, or one of the best tuners you can probably get. It's kind of one of those cards that just special summons in multiple ways. If there are no monsters on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand as a level 3 monster. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no cards, Cyber Dragon, it comes out as a level 4. pretty good. It's still a tuner, and then if it leaves the field, it gets banished instead. I don't know. I think there's definitely going to be some synergy, especially because I know there's like stuff that can like bring back banish cards. So I think that might be interesting too, but I don't know if that's going to be the main play with this. I just think it's a pretty interesting card because you can special summon it, bring it out as a level 3 or a 4, or you can tribute, I guess, and bring it out as a level 5, or special summon it in other ways to bring it out as a level 5. So pretty cool. Cockadoodledoo. We got a Rose Paladin over here. This is it might look familiar to you guys because this is an Akiza card from a level 40 or 30 deck. I think it's level 40. It's a really good searcher. You can basically discard this card and it adds a plant type boss monster, I think level 7 or higher, plant monster from your deck to your hand. Or if it's on the field, I think it kills something by battle, destroys your opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the grave. You can tribute this card and special summon one plant type monster from your hand or deck in defense position. Now, if it was in attack position, this would be a lot stronger, but it's only in defense. So it can bring out a big boss lady like the Titanical Princess of Camellias over here, or Marina, or some other card that can do its shenanigans. So pretty good. We got Red Eyes Baby Dragon over here. Alright, finally we're getting Red Eyes Baby Dragon. If you guys don't know what this thing does, it's pretty similar to Black Metal Dragon, as in you can set both of them on the field, and if they kill them, you get a search. This one, though, you can set it on the field. If they attack it, destroy it, you can special summon one level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck. And if you do equip this card from the grave to it. So, and it gains 300 attack. So that's instantly pretty cool. So you bring out a Red Eyes, you make it 2700 because you equip this Red Eyes baby on it. And that's pretty cool. So you just got a little baby clinging onto a Red Eyes. That's adorable. I don't know. I don't care who you are. That is adorable. It's got like koala rules. But whatever, so you got this thing that can equip onto a Red Eyes. If this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you can add one level 1 dragon monster from your deck to your hand. Now, I think that's awesome because, I mean, I was looking at this guy over here. I was looking at Black Metal Dragon to begin with. You can pretty much search Black Metal Dragon. Another thing you can search, I might be skipping a card, but you can also search the Black Stone of Legend, which is another amazing card. I'm surprised this isn't a UR. This card is actually really, really good. I think it might just be better than the White Stone of Legend, because basically the effect is you can tribute this card, special summon one level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck, except B-Chick, because nobody plays that card and it's not supposed to be a Red Eyes card. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, except B-Chick. Again, nobody plays with that card, nobody likes it. It's shunned. Shunned by the Red Eyes family. So you can shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, add this card to your hand. And you can keep doing it, and then you can summon it again, tribute. Literally, you can normal summon, tribute, summon Red Eyes. Bam! That's as easy as it gets. You can use this to get your Red Eyes monsters in the grave and put them back into your deck so you can Red Eyes Insight and have more targets. Meaning you can run less Red Eyes if you really want to. You can run 2 copies of vanilla Red Eyes, and your Insight plays will still be really good if you're playing Blackstone because it can still recycle your Red Eyes. And that's awesome. That's so cool. But whatever, so there's that. What other effect does it have? You can only use the effect of this guy once per turn and only once that turn. Alright, so yeah, it's gonna be a really good card. I'm surprised this isn't a UR as well. But yeah, Blackstone the Legend looking really, really powerful. I did skip a card. Let's go ahead and cover that one. We got Crawler Axon right here. Level 2 Insect Flip. Dude, there's so many Insect Flips, like Maneaterbug.deck. You can target one spell or trap card on the field. Destroy it. That's pretty good right off the bat. If this face-up card in zone of control leave the field because of an opponent's card effect, once again, remember, they have that ability where it's like if your opponent gets them off the field, like destroys them when they're face down or whatever. Or is it only when it's face up? Yeah, only when it's face-up card. So if you destroy them when they're face down, I mean, I guess there's really no downside. Even though that's why some of these cards, like this guy, they have protection against being destroyed face down. But whatever, so this guy does stay because of an opponent's card effect. He gets destroyed, leaves the field, whatever. Especially summon 2 Crawler monsters with different names. So pretty cool. Face down defense position, except himself, and you can only use the effect of this guy once per turn. So they have that kind of power, and it looks pretty interesting. But yeah, how are you going to make your opponent destroy these guys? I don't know. But whatever, moving on, we got Bogey Trap over here. This one basically states you can discard 2 cards, then target 1 trap card in your graveyard. Set that target. It can be activated this turn. You can only activate 1 Bogey Trap per turn. So yeah, I don't know what the synergy is going to be with this. Obviously, some kind of trap. Like maybe like these kind of traps, you're able to kind of recover them, which is kind of cool. Also, I guess it does take a trap out of your grave, so stuff like Treacherous can be used again, which is pretty nice. But what card are you going to discard, though? I mean, can you actually run this in, like, Dark Worlds and get their effects? I don't think so. I'm not sure, because it's not the effect. No, that's a cost. Alright, but yeah, I don't know. We got to look into this and see what we can actually discard, see if we can get some benefits from the discards. But whatever. The next card we're looking at is Subterror Final Battle. Now, this card just sounds awesome, but whatever. It does state it is a trap normal card, whatever. A normal trap. Activate one of these effects. Also, after that, set this card face down instead of sending it to the graveyard. It's basically when you activate it, you put it back face down. But yeah, it's got a few effects that you can use. It's got apparently 4 different effects, and you can choose one of these whenever you flip it. So, it says, change one set Subterror monster on the field to face up attack or defense position. So that's pretty cool because it's like you can make your Subterrors over here flip, so you can give this guy his effect of banish and whatnot. So that's pretty cool right off the bat. You can put him face up, face down. What are your stats, by the way? 2,700 defense, 2,000 attack. So if he's in attack position, your opponent trying to hit him, you can put him face down, and you'd be like, ha, you want to hit him anyway? You want to hit him anyway? He's 2,700 defense. Also, he's going to flip, and he's going to kind of wreck you. So that's kind of like the situation for that effect. Effect number 2. It says change one face-up Subterror monster on the field to face-down defense position. There you go. So you can pretty much that's what I was covering. You can change a set monster to attack position, or you can change an attack position monster or face-up whatever to defense position or face-down. So that's pretty much like the whole synergy there. Those are the first 2 effects. And then number 3, we got attack and defense of one Subterror monster on the field become equal to its combined original attack and defense. Holy crap. Alright, so basically we're using this guy as an example. You would have this guy with 2,000 attack, 2,700 defense. I think that implies that this would work as a damage step card. I am not 100% sure though. But yeah, if you can use this as a damage step card, that would be insane. Because they would attack this guy. You have 2,000 attack. They're probably hitting you with the red eyes or something. You activate this effect. You're gonna add 2,700 defense to this guy, dude. It's basically a spike shield. That is insane. Speaking of which, I want to run spike shield into that, kind of, not really, because you're flipping face down. But yeah, so you can make this guy 4,700 during that damage step, potentially, if you can use you can use it the way I want to use it. Probably not though. That's probably not the way it's gonna work. But if so, then this card is gonna be awesome. So yeah, you can make them super huge. Also, you can probably just use that when you're attacking. Oh man, this is a lot better than I thought. Holy crap, this card's gonna be awesome. And in this turn, the effects, the activated effects of Subterror cards cannot be negated. That's the 4th effect. So basically, you activate that early in the turn, I guess, and you say, okay, you can't negate my stuff. I'm gonna go off on you. So that's how that works. But yeah, you can only. Is this a once per turn thing, or can you just keep activating it? If so, holy crap, dude, this card's gonna be busted. I guess since you set it back face down, by game mechanic rules, you cannot flip it because it was just set face down. So if there was a way for you to play trap cards the turn you set them, I think you could probably use this card over and over. So hey, didn't Odeon give us that one card that lets you play traps the turn you set them? I don't know, but that can chain really well with this card and give you like 40 effects in one turn. I don't know, maybe. But whatever, there's that one. And the last card we're looking at is Liberty at last, or at least the SRs. This one does say, when a monster you control is destroyed at battle and sent to the grave, target 2 face-up monsters on the field to shuffle those targets into the deck. I can definitely see this being pretty good, because it's like you're playing defensive for whatever reason. You have a monster on the field and it's destroyed, sent to the grave. Then bam, you activate this card, bounce 2 of their monsters back into the deck or extra deck, depending on what they have. So that could be really powerful. That's just really good in general. As long as it doesn't say main deck, then you're good. But yeah, puts them right back into the deck. It could be really, really good, but it probably won't be as easily activatable early game, because they might have just one monster or something. I was thinking about like Xian, but I think Xian could just negate this, so I don't know. But yeah, I think the meta will be shifting eventually. I think Xian and 6 Sams are probably not going to be played as much today. Speaking of which, I was going to make a different video today. I was actually working on another Red Eyes Toon video, but I decided to scrap it. I didn't like it at the very end, because also the fact that it didn't get that many views on my last one, so I was like, screw it, people don't want to see it. But whatever, so that's pretty much that for the SRs. We got some rares, we got some normals. These look pretty cool too. Like, for example, White Rose Dragon looks really awesome. I'm surprised this is a rare. It's like power creep is definitely happening, because yeah, this card looks amazing. Because when you normal summon it, you can special summon a Rose Dragon monster from your hand or graveyard. I was looking to see if we had any Rose Dragons that were like level 3 tuners, so you can go into a Black Rose on that same turn, but I don't think we have any in the game as of yet. Let me know, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But yeah, I think the real effects you're going to be using it is if you control a Dragon Tuner or a Plant Tuner, special summon this card from your hand. So basically normal summon the Dragon or Plant Tuner, and then bam, this card comes out, Synchro. I think that's why you're going to be using this thing. Also, it does say, and if this card is sent to the graveyard as a Synchro material, you can send one level 4 or higher plant monster from your deck to the graveyard. You know how strong that is? How good that is? That means you can send away something like these boss lot and boss monsters, Lady of the Roses, Angel of the Roses, whatever. These you can send these away. You can send away like this boss monster, put them in the grave, or just revive them in general. I think that's really powerful. But yeah, that's one of the cards I wanted to keep an eye on. I know like which the Black Rose is another thing that Black Rose uses and Arteeza uses. Metaphys Factor is the one I was looking at. This is the one that basically lets you normal summon Metaphys monsters and without tributing, and that's pretty cool. You banish them during the end phase, which is awesome. That's what you want to do, and that's their field spell. So this card looks really, really awesome. It's a normal. You got stuff like you got World Legacy support over here. It's a quick play. Banish one face-up monster you control until the end phase. Then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. That target loses attack and defense equal to the original attack and defense of the banished monster. That is a quick play card, so you can do some shenanigans with that. Share the Pain has been like, I've seen this card for a really long time. I didn't know it was not in the game. But yeah, you tribute a monster and make your opponent tribute a monster too. No effect. It's just funny. So I think that's just kind of a meme right there. I don't know. There's a lot of really interesting cards. I'm not going to have time to cover all of them, unfortunately. But let me know in the comments what you guys are hyped for. I know there's a lot of really good cards in here for a lot of different decks. But yeah, that's going to be up to you guys to let me know in the comments below. But whatever, that's pretty much going to be it for today. Let me know what you guys like from this new box. And if you're hyped for it, or if you think it's a trash box like always, but whatever, that's pretty much that. And if you guys enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like, share, and subscribe for more dueling shenanigans. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today. Have a great day, and